held here at the Aspire Recreation Center in sunny Singapore. We're here for our third quarterfinal match between Lauro Bongay and James Aranas, both from the Philippines. Still to come later on, we have Japan's Naoki Oi and Anton Raga for a thriller in the last session here at 6 p.m. local time. So the players ready to go. Dodong Diamond here on the right-hand side and Lauro Bongay here on the left. Lagging for the break. I'm here with Gabriel from Singapore, and my name is John Dangerfield. Hi, Gabriel.
Thanks, John, for the introduction. Wow, what a fantastic two matches we had previously on this TV table. And there's only more of great action to come with these two fantastic players.
Yeah, so Dodong Diamond, as is known now in the US and the Philippines, won the lag. He's got the break. Let's see what he's got. So going, I think, for a cut break there. Looking to get that one ball coming up over the corner, but hasn't quite come off. I think he drew the cue ball a little bit too far down there. So sent the one ball a little low. So I'm sure these players will know each other pretty well, although as I understand, Lauro Bongay has lived in Japan for a long time, so it's possibly why I haven't come across him before as a Filipino player. As I understand it, back in the Philippines now, and nicknamed Daddy Sang. So all these Filipino guys have interesting nicknames. So James Aranas is Dodong Diamond, and this is Daddy Sang. No idea what that actually means.
I had a conversation with James before the game. I was actually asking him, what does Dodong Diamond mean?
Right.
But he just told me, no, there's no meaning behind it. It's just a name.
Interesting.
They are as inventive as with their nicknames as if they are with their game.
I noticed it looks like got a diamond earring there. Oh, so Lauro unlucky to leave a dead set plant there. Wired the 1 and the 4 into the middle. He looks to be off to the races here. We'll see how he's feeling if he manages to run out smoothly. So neither of these players had a lot of experience in this kind of Matchroom arena TV table setup, but James, I know, has been in the US for quite some time. Over the recent years, he spent a lot of time in the US, a lot of time sort of streaming YouTube sessions, a lot of tournaments, and over there, and successful in a couple, but not the kind of exposure that we've got here with the TV camera setup. So it'll be very interesting to see how he does. It's looking very smooth so far.
Actually, Lauro Bongay did feature on our TV table on day 3 when he beat the Bangladesh national player by 9 racks to 2. Actually, he looked really comfortable. I was very surprised that how quickly he adapted to the surroundings of this TV table.
Thanks for that, Gabriel. I must have missed that match. Yeah, so should have a little bit of advantage, maybe having had a comfortable win on the table already.
Yeah, he's definitely more acquainted with this table and the surroundings than Dodong Diamond.
But Dodong there with a break and run. So that's kind of start you want to get off to. So it's kind of start we've seen so often. So also in the last match. We've switched over to the ladies arena here. I think we're looking at table 16 perhaps here between the Vietnamese player, which I guess is, yes, there must be the Vietnamese lady. Just made a nice kick on the 2 there. Got good distance. We see the other player coming in. So that match was actually... Oh, they've renamed the tables for the tournament. So that match was actually Jeff Tan and... actually Vietnamese, yes, but it's Nguyen Bich Tram we saw there. Jeff Tan, perhaps we'll go back to that match again in the break after this next rack. So we're going to get our first look now at Lauro breaking here. Got an interesting break stance there. Unconventional, but it's working. Oh, settle for that. Does come out very nicely.
Yeah, more on about his stance. He's got a very unorthodox stance that he has there.
So I think that's the 5 ball up the top, right? So he'll be playing for the ball next to the, just across the 4 ball there. Just a little drawback. Sure to leave himself a nice angle. Couple of options here for position on the 5. So Lauro there got his sporting his team KLA t-shirt there, which is created by a couple of the players, Ferrara and Carlo Morotto. They started doing these online matches in the province they come from, in the Philippines. So you could probably have a look online and see these guys in action. So he chose a perhaps slightly more risky option to play for the 5 in this bottom corner left pocket, and he's got a little bit too much spin on the cue ball and just come up behind the 7. He won't be happy with himself about that. He had the option also to come across 2 rails for the 7 in the opposite corner, which would have never left him hooked, but he chose to let the cue ball travel less distance, and in this instance he's made a mistake. So see if he can recover it with a jump shot. Very close. Is he scratched? Nope.
He's left an opening there for James Aranas to take the second rack.
Yeah, so often when a ball's missed, it leaves an easy shot for the opponent.
I think we've been so spoiled by so many of the top pros with how well they use the jump cue that we actually forget how difficult it is to jump. So
yeah, that's a good point. A lot of these shots actually they make look easy, and they're not. Usually where the cue ball is a lot more exact than it looks like they're playing. They're on the right side of the ball to stay in position. He got a little kick there. He got a little bad contact, and he's going to have the cue ball clean. You could see the cue ball just jumped a little bit. Never really sure what causes that. Could be a bit of chalk as the balls contact each other, or just a fault line on the crystalline structure of the balls. No one really knows, but you can see it jumped a little bit and just took the pace out of the cue ball. And you see he's now left with a more difficult shot. He may bump the 9, or he may try and draw past the 9 onto the side cushion, deep screw. See if he catches the 9. That's well judged though. And he should have no problems with this. Sinking the 9 ball to make it 2-0 to James Aranas there, taking a rack against Lauro's break. So Moscone Cup coming up in November this year in Las Vegas, Bally's Resort. Still tickets available for that, I've heard. Biggest event on the yearly pool calendar. Europe against USA. So back here for the 3rd rack. Dodong to break again. And let's see if he can control that 1 ball a little bit better. I've seen the Filipinos together practicing this break in the evening sessions, outside on the outside tables in the evening, giving each other bits of advice on how to hit this in order to get that one ball to just miss that center pocket and come down like this around about. Oh, and it's been kicked in by the 2, but the 2 is there. So fortunate how the ball came down. The 2 balls come around the table, and this is far from easy though. I think the cue ball's traveling into the 4. Might have to jack up and go around a couple of cushions to hold, go around the back of this. Oh, we can hold it. It's a little straighter than I thought it looked. So he's had no problem just to kill the cue ball. Cut shot there, and he's in prime position now.
Dolong's break has been fantastic the entire week. In the game yesterday, in the last 16, he played against Vietnam's Dong Hock Quang, and he broke and ran 6 times in a race to 11. And both players actually played really well. The Vietnamese player and him managed to alternate break clear 9, break and run 9 in a row. Fantastic.
Yeah, so these players, when they have the less pressure situations and perhaps not the TV cameras on, they're even more impressive. I think the most break and runs in a match was by Robbie Capito in the last.
Yeah, 7. I think it's hard to beat that. He played so well.
So fast, easy work. Really had the cue ball under control in the right spot every time to leave himself what has looked like an easy run out. I don't think we'll be seeing him miss this one to go 3-0 in front. Giving Lauro now the opportunity to come back with his break. So a very important shot now on the break for Lauro. He knows he's got to make this one count. Doesn't want to go 0-4 down with DD to break next.
So just a little bit more about James Arana's run in during the tournament. In the first game, he actually suffered a very, very close upset. He nearly lost, and he played heel-heel with Indonesia's Andri before going on to beat another Indonesian player called Erwin, and then moving on to Dong Hock Quang. And now he's in the quarterfinals.
This is unconventional breaking style there. Yeah, I think it's an illegal break because the 6 ball hasn't reached. So he's been caught out by the 3-point rule there. The 6 ball didn't reach the kitchen line, so he made 1 ball. 1 ball came over the 1 ball came over the line, and the 6 ball didn't reach. So he's passed over the table to Dodong here, and you can't really say that's a mistake because he hit them pretty well. But the danger with this soft cut break trying to control the 1 ball is that this can happen. We've seen it a few times this week this has happened. And in the situation that Lauro's in now, it's really the last thing he wanted to see, to have a bit of a bad roll like that. But this is a little bit tricky now. He might opt to leave himself a long 3. But the problem with that is that he might get stuck behind the 9 on the next shot. So he could maybe be, I don't think he can draw past the 8. So yeah, he's opted to leave that long 3. And he probably just stun across, make sure that there's no chance he can get behind the 9. He's actually got a little bit of angle. If he was straight on this, it would be kind of difficult, but I think he's okay. It's a little bit, just punch it out across. And he's negotiated that situation with relative ease. Could be going with inside on this one. Yeah, he's chosen the inside route. As mentioned before, these tables are playing quite grippy, so you can play that shot with top and inside, and it will take off the cushion and go against the natural direction, the natural route of the cue ball.
So he's chosen to run the cue ball 2 rails around and plays for the 7 ball. However, it's landed a little straight here.
Yeah, nicely done. Used the pocket width, punched it in. A little bit of spin to get over for a perfect angle on the 8 ball to come across for the 9 ball, and he won't be missing this. We're going 4-0 in front with his break next. So, yeah, signs of concern certainly for your Lauro at this stage. Going down 0-4, having had chances in both his racks that he broke in. And let's see if we can see Dodong keep his break and runs going. 2 so far, both his breaks. We see Venus there. I think that's her match with Angela still perhaps going on, or she may be into the next round already. And that's Jeff Tan there in the background from Singapore, queuing up that 3 ball. Referee checking the rack there to make sure all the balls are frozen. So here's Didi again. So you see the Roy's basement on his t-shirt there. That's where he was hanging out a lot in the US, doing streaming practice sessions. These guys, when they're training, they'll often play a game which is called playing the ghost, which means they break and then they get the ball in hand and they have to run out the rack, and if they miss anything at any time, that's a point to the ghost, their imaginary opponent. And some of these guys have ran 16, 17, 18 racks to 0 against the ghost. That's how good they are. They have a challenge doing that in the Philippines, and I think 17's the target that they try to get to. It's phenomenal, really. So again, Dodong's break, perfect. And I don't see any problems here. Just to stop this, maybe roll it into the middle pocket. Maybe he wants to roll the ball through a hair, so he's not rolling it and going into the 9. Might draw it back. So yeah, well, he's come up. I think he wanted to stun run through a little on that. So now he's shaking his head. The top spin shot's going to send him into the 9 ball. That's kind of an elementary mistake from a guy at this level. They don't like to roll the ball softly in case they get a funny contact, so they'll do a stun run through where they punch the ball, but it has slight forward momentum. It's a feel shot. It's hard to teach, you just have to get used to it. And that's what he tried to do there, but he's fallen into the trap of doing just the stun shot. So he's looking now to bump the 9 to hold position for the 7. This can go wrong.
So John, if reference back to that ghost, what's your ghost? What balls do you play? How many ball ghosts do you play?
I've done 7.
7
on with 10 ball, and then I missed in the 8th rack on the black. So that's my record so far.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Thanks. That was some days I'm just inconsistent, you know. It was kind of a one-off day when things were working.
When it all clicks together.
Yes.
Oh.
What about you?
I'm just stuck at the 9 ball ghost. Yeah, I've probably only won once or twice. Race to 9, it's really difficult.
Yeah, so 5-0 now to Dodong. That was another break and run,
Yeah,
I believe.
it's another break and run.
So
his
he's
break has really been working out for him.
kept that up. So I don't know. I mean, Robbie, you say had 6 or 7? Seven. So did he break it? Does that mean he broke and run it? No, he must have had just a. He got to 10, right?
Out of 10,
10,
yeah.
11. So the score was hill.
Yep.
So he did have a couple. So let's see if Dodong can bring us break and run. I mean, the way it's going at the moment, I wouldn't put it past him.
What must be going through Bongay's head now?
Yeah.
I mean,
This is a real pressure situation for him.
no, honestly, I think if he should take a time out, maybe to compose himself again, to try and break the rhythm of James Aranas. Because as it is going right now, it looks like nothing will stop him.
Yeah, good call, Gabriel. I mean, I like that idea. That doesn't look like he's going to do it. He kind of looks a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
He doesn't really know what hit him.
Yeah, often when you get in those kind of situations, it's difficult to think clear. Anyway, let's see if he's able to. I mean, I'm sure on the practice tables outside, he's hitting this break as well, but it's just given the situation, making it harder to get a perfect hit. So he's opting for a different kind of break. I think he's looking to make 2 balls on the break, and he has. So 2 balls down, he makes that.
Just 1 ball down. It's an illegal break.
Sorry,
illegal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right. Sorry. So it's again an illegal break. Oh my word! I thought he made the wing ball, but he made the 1. The wing ball didn't go, which is very unusual for a Magic Rack. And has he got a combo with a 3-9 in the middle? He's come up short for it.
What a positional shot there by Dodong Diamond.
Oh, you think he was playing the 3 goes past the 5? I thought
I
he was coming up for the combo.
I learned my
for a
lesson
second.
from the previous game.
I don't know if the 3 goes past the 5. Oh, it does. Okay, fair
I learned
enough.
my lesson from the previous game. I kept calling all the compies.
And he said, don't do that. No, I thought maybe the 3 didn't go, that's all. But if it does, then perfect. So I wonder if the diamond tattoo came before the nickname, or he had the tattoo done after the nickname.
I really don't. Maybe we should go ask him after this. Which could be in no time at all if this current trend continues.
Yeah, good point. I mean, Lauro there, another illegal break. The only problem James has here is obviously that 6 is blocked, and the way he's played position on this 5, it looks like he's electing to bump the 6 rather than play for the combo. So we'll see how this comes out. And, well, if he hasn't got the 6 down the cushion into the corner, if it doesn't go, it's a very easy lock-up safety behind the 7. Just push the cue ball through and just stick that cue ball to the back of the 7.
He looks like he's going to play defense.
Yeah, it probably doesn't go. So,
wow.
Is he glued up there, or has he got an angle to? No, yeah, he's glued up. He can't go this route, which he's looking now. So that's out. Or is it? Oh,
there's
like
a little bit of gap in between the 7 ball and the cue ball.
Right.
What must be going through the mind of Lauro Bongay right now? Illegal break and run, and he comes back to the table.
Oh no, and it's just what happens, right? When things aren't going your way, there's just more bad news to come.
When he wins, he pours.
I mean, if you tried to put that cue ball off of the inside of the 6, you wouldn't make it very often, right? And
yeah.
And then that's what happens to you when you really need it the least. That's how 9-ball is. Absolutely brutal sometimes. Everybody who plays the game knows it. Aranas will be reveling in that. looking to take this 6 rack against Lauro's break again, and he's perfect on this 8 ball. So really not the kind of game that Lauro had on his first experience here on the TV table when he looked like a completely different player.
Yeah.
So 6-0 now to Dodong against Lauro's break. Maybe Gabriel, you can update us on the ladies' matches.
So currently now we have Rubelin Amit that is up 2 racks to 1 against Liu Yisuan. Rubelin Amit suffered a shocker of a loss yesterday. No one expected her to lose that game. She lost 7 racks to 5 against China's Yu Anran.
Yeah,
Actually
Anran
resides in Singapore.
Yeah, Anran went and ran everything out yesterday. But she hasn't done so well today. She lost, I think, against Su Vain earlier on. She went down 2-7 to Su Vain in the next round.
She lost to our Singapore's local player Suvin Ng. Lost 7 racks to 2.
So Dodong again to break again here, I believe, in the 7th rack.
Will he keep up this trend of 100% break and run rate? He's got a nice friendly bump on the 1 ball there.
Getting a friendly bump, yeah. So both times he's played the break perfect, but the balls have then been kicked. But in both cases, it's turned out just as well as if they hadn't been kicked, basically. So he's getting the rolls, all the rolls, and playing very well. So that's the reason why we have this kind of very one-sided scoreline. So slightly out of line there, but he handled it very well. Drew the cue ball out and back on a dime.
So Lauro Bongay must be wondering what he has to do to get back into this game. Because, I mean, even if he has 100% he breaks clear all his other racks, with this alternating break format, I don't fancy him to get anywhere close to winning this game.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Lauro at the moment. But it's just strange how often you see that kind of thing happening. I mean, yesterday, Johan Chua started to make the first mistakes of the tournament. He was really beasting everybody, and then just towards the end there, started to miss a couple of balls.
Yeah.
And he let Jeff DeLuna the ball come back at him. Still managed to get over the line. Again, we have a situation with 2 guys that probably know each other pretty well, compatriots, and I don't know.
So I mean, you never know what can happen in this game.
Wouldn't surprise me if something strange, a little bit strange happened. How often do you see someone really making a perfect set?
Yeah, it's really
very
really
rare, very rare. So, but yeah,
so far it's looking like it.
It's certainly looking like it at this stage. I agree. So for 7-0, it is.
4 break and runs by James Aranas.
Yeah, he's got to not let that go to his head. Just stay cool, stay in the moment, not push the boat out.
I mean, in the winner breaks format, you possibly will see comebacks, amazing comebacks happen. Like when Shane Van Boning was down 10 racks to 4 against Mika Iminen in the World 9 ball, the one that he won recently. He came back and won 11-10 to stay in the tournament, and all because of the winner breaks format.
Yeah, something you see quite often, or that happens as a player quite often, that in a tournament you'll have a couple of matches where it's really on the flick of a coin whether you get through or not. And it's quite often those are the tournaments that you go on and do well in. And yeah, that's what 9-ball brings, that element of luck. And so again, he's not adjusting anything on the break. He's sticking with that break, which is making the one ball in the middle. This time he did also make. Oh, it's illegal again.
No.
Is it? No, because where's the?
Oh, it's a legal break. He potted 3 on the break.
He potted. No. Really?
Oh, I think the 5
no.
ball came up and went down again.
Ah. Okay, because there's 7 on the table, and there's nothing above the head string, so that means, yeah.
Poor safety shot there by Lauro Bongay. He's left Aranas with another chance to get another rack on the board to make it 8-0.
Yeah, you have to say that's. I mean, he must be out of sorts. I mean, that's really a poor mistake there, and Dodong's gonna smell blood. Shark. When a player's giving so many chances like that, it's going to really help Dodong relax. He's come up a little short there, but I don't think there's any problem to kill the ball, leave himself a bit of a cut. Oh, it's perfect.
Dodong is really in rhythm now.
Yeah, no pressure on him
at all. Now he's reminding me a little of Johan Chua when he was playing Aloysius Yap. The speed, the rhythm, everything is very, very similar.
Yeah, I think these guys are good friends off the table. They're, I see them sparring a lot in the evening. So they've developed similar styles, similar mentalities to the game. And personally, I really like the way they do play, you know, fast. It does have the effect of making the game look a bit too easy.
Yeah.
But it is nice to watch as a pool player. Kind of flowing style.
For the casual fan, it's really, really nice to watch.
8-0 against the break again. That rack against Lauro's break. And like you say, Gabriel, it's hard to see a way back for Lauro now.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be an uphill battle from Lauro's point of view, but now being 8 racks down to 0, I think is near impossible.
So we've seen this before. Oh, this is the US Open this time. Carlo Biardo defending that championship where he was in the final with Singapore's Aloysius Yap. We saw Aloysius go up 5 or 6 racks in that final, and then again, because of the winner format, break format, I think Carlo ran about 13 racks in a row, or not ran all 13, but he won 13 in a row, and to take that event down. So we saw Carlo here this week at the APF in Singapore, but he went out. Did he go out to?
Yeah, he actually went up to, on the TV table, in fact, to Luang Duc Tien. 11 racks to 10.
Yes, right, the Vietnamese player.
Very young, young Vietnamese up-and-coming player.
Yeah, I was watching him on some challenge matches, and he looks very strong. Yeah.
Played a phenomenal game there.
Who did he go out to in the end?
In the end, he lost to Robbie Capito.
Wow, he had a great tournament as well, Robbie, right?
Robbie's break, it was so hard to beat him.
So the first time we've seen Dodong lose the one ball on the break, but still, guess what?
So he's got a shot on the one.
Yeah, it's not easy, a bit of a cut, but don't expect it to pose a problem for him.
Beautiful.
Yeah, even though the pockets here are not easy, 4.1 inches, shinned. You can see the shins there sticking out from the pocket sides. So tighter than a standard pool table in the average pool hall. He makes that cut shot easily. Perfect position on the 2.
Brilliant.
And off to the races, unless... Ooh, something interesting, Gabriel.
Could this be the first unforced error in the entire game so far?
Yeah. It's not an error yet, unless as he misses the the 3 ball, I suppose. I mean, can he double kiss this? You play a shot where the 3 ball comes back and kisses the cue ball.
Could be, or maybe he can just throw it in with a lot of right hand spin here.
The referee needed to be really on top of that one. I mean, so simultaneous hit between the 2 balls. If he'd hit the balls exactly simultaneous, would still be legal, but of course very difficult to call it. It's down to the referee, and she seems to be okay with that. I'm sure it was.
Now elevating his cue, looking to draw 1 rail back for the 6 ball.
I was going to say that was a challenging shot. That he went down on pretty quickly, so maybe should have just taken a bit of extra time on that one. That was probably the toughest shot he'd been faced with yet.
You know, he's always had the cue ball on the string for the entire game so far.
Correct.
That was probably his only shot that he needed to recover.
Ooh, and to be honest, he's almost missed that. I mean, he wanted to go that side of the pocket because the 7 was a little in the way, but he didn't want to hit it that thick. All right, let's see if Lauro can get out here. So this would be against James's break. So we were just talking about something funny happen. I mean, if there is a comeback to be had, it has to be had against James's break. So again, he's not. He wanted to have more spin on that. He wanted to be closer to the 8 ball. Now he's got to go forward. He's got to go down the table with topspin and put some power on this. And expect him to get it, but it's not where he wanted to be. And because of that, he's again left himself a tester on the 9. Now he'd be making this shot on the practice table 99 out of 100, but you can see he's just composed himself a little bit there. I mean, he's good to see that go in. The cue ball going a little close to the middle pocket, but it's nice to see Lauro get back 1 rack, so it's now 8 racks to 1 to Dodong. And most importantly, Lauro will have the break next. So if he can get 2-8, maybe it puts a bit of pressure on Dodong's break in the next one.
But it's still a long way off. So how have you enjoyed the event so far, John?
It's, I mean, biggest event that's happened in Singapore since I've lived here in 15 years. So, yeah, very excited to get an opportunity as well to be part of the back office team, so to say. Yeah.
It's amazing seeing all these your idols and everything, and all these players in real life.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit long in the tooth to get starstruck these days, to be honest. But I've seen people enjoying doing all the selfies. It's not for me, really.
I certainly enjoyed myself seeing all my idols that I've idolized in my entire pool playing time. It's a great opportunity to meet them.
Yeah. Has he not made the wing ball again?
Yeah, it's a dry break.
It's a dry. Oh, I mean, we've barely seen any dry breaks on this table all week, and to not make with the magic rack, to not make. I mean, he's going to be. I think it's very tough to come back from that mentally. He had to do a break and run really there to stay in with a chance. The only glimmer of hope, I suppose, for Lauro is if that 4 ball doesn't go past the 9.
But I don't see that as a problem because with the 3 ball that's so nearby, he can just play the 4 into the center pocket and roll up for the 5-8 combination.
If it goes in the center, but I think it goes in the corner actually, so no problem. Good camera angle there to see. It does go in the corner. He doesn't want to be near the rail on this. A little bit of concern there. I think he has just got enough angle to punch it in and come down the table a bit. Doesn't have to get that close to the 5 because of the 8 being there. So he was able to punch it in and just get down enough that he can make this combo. The only concern is if the 5 dropped on top of the 8, it doesn't look like the kind of angle that's likely to happen at. But if it did, he would be stuck down there. No, he's fine.
Played that perfect. So with this 5 to 6, maybe he has a small area to land if he wants to land perfect. But seeing the way he's playing and how he's moving around the table, I favor him to get any shot on this table.
Yeah, he's weighing up whether to put the cue ball into the middle of the table and take a cut and come around off 2 rails, which is easy position for the 7, but it's slightly more tricky position and pot.
Yeah.
Or he's looking to come up above the 9, which has some risks. He might get behind the 9, he could scratch in the corner and so on. And then he might not have the angle to get back down for the 7. So he's chosen the first option and he's got really close to it. So unless he needs to get his extension out, he'll be very happy with that. Can't see what he's doing. Has he gone? Yeah, oh, he needs to even use the rest. I'm surprised to see him go for the rest. All these guys have long extensions and they prefer to use those, but it's obviously just even too far for that. So this is missable. Oh, he's negotiated it nicely.
Might land a little bit straight on the 7 ball. Oh.
He has. I mean, this is a power force follow here with right hand spin.
Yeah. But the Filipinos.
Was he drawing it? No, he's force following. Oh, wow. He's hit that nice and smooth.
The cue power that these Filipino players possess is really.
Yeah, he made that look easier. You'll see a lot of players overpower that shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so taking that rack against Lauro's break again to make it 9-1. James again to break in the next rack. Very quick match we're seeing here. We've come used to seeing these very fast playing style from the Filipinos. Carlo a little bit more measured. There's Venus there on the outside tables in the ladies side of the tournament, which just started yesterday. Also double elimination, 32 players. Venus there playing Singapore's ladies national champion, Jessica. Sorry, I'll let you do the updates, Gabriel.
Yeah. So right now on table 18 we have Rubelin Amit, which is 5-1 up against Li Yishuan. And we have actually got our first winner of the 4 PM session, which is Cheska, and she has bested Lee Woonjin 7 racks to 3.
No surprise again, she's the first one to finish.
Yeah.
The speed she plays is phenomenal.
Yeah, you think Johan Chua plays fast, you should watch Cheska.
Exactly. She just walks to the shot and pots it.
Barely even
think
feathers.
about it.
She barely even feathers
really
the shots.
amazing.
She just goes down and knocks them in.
All right, so he didn't get a break and run in his last break, and now as the one's going, and guess what? He has a shot on the 4, so the roll's still going his way.
How often do you see that, John? For a cut break, making 4 balls on the cut break.
Yeah, that's quite something you really don't see that on the cover. You could see, if you go head on, 3 is common.
Yeah.
4 can happen,
Yeah.
but for the cut break, you're right. Yeah.
For the cut break, normally it's just 1 or 2 at best. It's just
Right.
but making 4. Oh.
So what do you think? He's going round the back? Can he hold this, or is he going round the back of the 7 and the 8?
I think he's going to hold this. Oh, I thought wrong.
He doesn't want to catch the 8, but oh, he's got the line perfect. I mean, this is going to be the quickest rack of the tournament, I think.
What we're seeing here is a James Arana's masterclass. Almost no mistakes at all.
Yeah.
Flawless game.
I think a lot of that has to do with how his opponent is playing. I wouldn't say playing, but how he's breaking, because he's just getting demoralized by not being able to get his arm going, not having any luck, or maybe not adjusting. I mean, he keeps on doing the same break even though it's not working.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 10-1 now for Dodong. It's on the hill.
You think this could be an issue of lack of experience, maybe on the TV table?
Well, I was thinking that, but then, as you mentioned, he had this game already where he won 9-2, you said?
Yeah.
So I didn't see that match, but yeah, it could be just, you know, day-to-day players have, you know.
That's true.
And it might just be Lauro's not feeling so good out there. It could also be he knows how good Dodong is, and that's intimidating.
That's got into his mind.
You saw that happen with Chua yesterday.
Yeah.
However good he's been playing, you could see starting to miss a few balls at the end of the set, and he admitted he was really nervous in the interview afterwards, and he hadn't shown that against any other player, even Aloysius, who is obviously world class. He's been up at #1 and #2, that, you know, within the last 12 months in the world. So, but he showed no nerves in that. So definitely, although it shouldn't affect you, it does.
Yeah.
You know, the psychological aspect of your opponent.
Even against Robbie, he had some nerves. He missed a couple of balls and had a few unforced errors. So, you know, he did slow down a lot to take his time. With
He did?
shot. Yeah, he slowed down a lot. I think you could tell he was quite nervous. But he still managed to pull through, showing his class and quality.
All right, so the referee there, lady, do you know the referee?
Her name is Wendy she's from Taiwan.
Ah, okay, I was going to say I didn't recognize her, so.
She's not a local referee.
Interesting there, having some of the overseas players, referees as well.
We are actually joined by 3 referees from Taiwan that have joined us for this tournament.
So, Lauro to break. Let's see if he chooses to stick with that break where he's going to make the one in the middle, which has led to 1 dry break and 2 or 3 illegal breaks, and hasn't been giving him a shot on the one even when it was legal.
Yeah.
So I really think he needs to try something different here.
Yeah, and he certainly did. I think he was listening in on you to see
Well,
that he powered up so
he
much more.
just gave it a whack?
He just gave it a
So
whack.
he's totally lost the cue ball, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has made a ball, and it is legal. So, I mean, at least he's still at the table, right?
Yeah.
And he does have a shot here.
Do you think the story of this game would be a lot different if he took the...
No, he doesn't have a shot. He's going for a push-out.
You think if he took a timeout, maybe when he was 5-0, 4-0 down?
Yeah, I think that was a good call, Gabriel. I mean, maybe he just missed a trick there. He didn't think about it because he was kind of wrapped up in how everything was rolling and going for him, and then he just didn't think straight to maybe take that break. Yeah, definitely. Could have changed things. Each player does have a timeout they can take. We haven't often seen both players take a timeout.
That's the first miss of the game.
Yeah, unexpected. Probably felt like he can have a pop at this and the match is over if he makes it. And with this alternate break format, even if Lauro does get out here, he's not really worried too much about it because he'll be having the break in the next rack.
Yeah.
Looks like he's also Mez Q player there, which is yeah. A lot of the Filipino players seem to be using Mez these days.
Well, John, what queue do you play with?
I'm also a Mez fan, yeah.
Are you a Mez fan?
So that's one of the new Series Ace cues, I believe. Where they changed the metal collar to a phenolic collar.
I think, if I'm not wrong, that's the CP21.
Ah, okay. Oh, you know even better than me.
I'm interested in Qs, so...
What are you using? You using a
I'm
Mez?
actually using a Zen Q.
Oh, you've got one of those Zen Qs as well.
But mine is not 30,000 like Kerping's.
But I mean, even the cheap end ones are like 5K, aren't they?
I got mine second hand, so I got it a bit cheaper.
Not much, I bet. They are crazy. So yeah, we were just in between the games there. You had a hit with Kopinyi's Zen Q. So he used to be a Southwest boy, and they've always been keen on Southwest. We spoke to them afterwards because we were a little bit uncertain about that in the last match. Yeah. But he's changed to using a Zen Kopinyi just relatively recently, and that Zen Q he was playing with is worth 30K.
30K US dollars. I mean, how do you even bear to play with a queue like that?
I mean, for me, I would be petrified because I'm bumping my cue on the edge of the table all the time. So I'd like to see Lauro get out here, and he will. He's not going to miss this. So manages to get a right back. So 2 frames to 10 now. But Dodong to break.
So just a quick update from the Rubelin Army game. She's actually about to seal this game. Oh, she's won. And her opponent has conceded, and she has won 7 racks to 1. She's looking to fight back from the early upset that she suffered at the start of this tournament. She seems to have found her rhythm. Moving on to table 13 would be Venus Slim and Jessica Tan, currently tied at 2 racks apiece.
She's got one of those Shane Van Bonen cues, I think.
Yeah. Oh, this Q-Tech shaft plays so well. She's missed it.
Good try. Good try on a tough shot. Alright, so Dodong to break. He'll be looking to break and run here for sure. His last 2 breaks haven't worked out, so and he wasn't looking to make the 1, but
wow,
as has so often happened in this match, he sat perfectly with a nice shot on the 2.
And I think from Lauro Bongay's point of view, this probably is the beginning of the end for him. But he had an amazing run in this tournament so far. You know, beating the likes of Lo Ho Sam. He won the Whirlpool Master runner-up, beating him quite convincingly, in fact.
Yeah, so this is an out of sorts match for Lauro. Just for whatever reason, not firing on all cylinders today. So it's important to mention that he's had, yeah, like you said, he's had a great run through. Lo Ho Sam, no pushover at all.
Yeah, I think John, what you said about the psychological point from this, you know, from Lauro's point of view, maybe he did feel a bit inferior to Dodong Diamond.
So just these 2 balls left to put this match away, book himself a place into the semi-final tomorrow, and he's through. James Aranis Dodong beats Lauro. His compatriot there to go through into the semi-final. So just James Aranis there beats Lauro Bongay 11 frames to 2 in the quarterfinal, putting himself into the semi-final to happen tomorrow. 3 sessions to come tomorrow. I think the ladies' final, and it's one of the semi-finals, and then the men's final.
There's 2 semi-finals, one the ladies' final and the open final.
Right. So we'll be back with you at 6 p.m. this evening. Just an hour's way for the final quarterfinal of this 4th day. Talk to you later, guys.
James Aranis with a very convincing 11-2 win. Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Played great?
Yeah. I
5
think I played
breaking
great.
runs?
Yeah, I did 5 breaking runs, yeah.
Each match you've played, the break is quite easy here. Have you been putting a lot of break and runs together?
Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot if I get easy layout after the break.
Tell us a little bit about something about your opponent, because some of us are not used to seeing him. Do you know much about your opponent, Lauro?
Oh, Lauro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him since I was young. We came from same hometown. He's a good player too.
So you've played a lot of matches
Yes,
against
yes.
him.
Mhm.
Okay, so it was a little bit weird playing him, or did you feel okay?
I feel comfortable because, like I said, we played a lot of matches before. So I know the guy, he knows me.
You've been spending some time in America the last few years.
Hmm.
This event is in Singapore. It's a bit closer to the Philippines. It's good to try and get more tournaments in Asia.
Yeah, I mean, I had no choice because right now I won't be able to go back to US. So I'm starting playing all the Asia tournament for this year.
So we need more tournaments in Asia.
Yeah,
That's what you want, right?
yeah, I'm gonna try.
So you're in the semi-finals tomorrow. You'll play the winner of Naoki Oi, Anthony Raga. Do you
Yep.
care who you're going to play?
I don't care.
You can
Yeah.
win this, right?
Yeah, why not?
Right,
I
James.
can run balls.
You can run balls,
Yeah.
James.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations. Semi-finals. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, coach.